Hey girl, hey.
Hey girl, hey.
It's so good to see you. How are you?
Oh, I'm so good. Welcome back to the pod, everyone.
Welcome back. Welcome.
But yes, I'm great. We have not recorded in a while.
We have not. There's a lot to catch up on.
It's a lot to catch up on. Let's just get into it. Okay, starting off.
Hello,
Miss ReesaTeesa.
Come on, big ReesaTeesa. Hey girl.
Hey.
We need to chat.
We need to chat. I am a huge fan.
Yes, we love you. And we've been through what you've been through in some degree. However, we gotta sit you down and have a talk. And my girl T gonna go ahead and give you the first dose.
Okay, so let's start off slow. For those who are living under a rock and don't know about our girl, Miss ReesaTeesa.
Miss ReesaTeesa on TikTok.
On TikTok, it was this 50-part saga. Y'all, it's literally 5 hours worth of mess.
Yeah,
if you do the math, it's like 5 hours. And I watched every...
I certainly did. You know what, though? I think I missed the part. I missed one of the parts where the massage lady, I saw it all in the comments.
Yes.
See,
okay.
That's all. But I saw all 50 else other parts.
If you're not trying to watch 50 parts, I'm going to just give you a brief synopsis. So basically, our girl Reesa, she was like, the series is called Who the Fuck Did I Marry? And it's just basically... You know, her talking about her year of COVID when she married this lying-ass nigga named Legion. Well, that's not his real name. We find out his real name is Jerome, which sounds like a liar to me.
Automatically.
I don't know any trustworthy Jeromes out there. But, so she talks about how she basically married this man she had no business marrying and how literally all he did was lie. Told this lady he had $700,000 approved from Chase Bank on a mortgage. Obviously that wasn't true. Was VP of some
VP
company.
Of a condiment company. My boy said that he had an offshore account, that he went to college in California when he never even left Atlanta, Philadelphia, East Coast.
Never been out the East Coast.
Lying about his stepchildren, the number of siblings that he had, his social security number.
The number of deaths was
what
got me. He was killing off all main characters.
You know when you're trying to take a day off from work and you're like, oh, my grandma, great aunt, somebody done passed away. This man was doing that every other week, every other day.
It was like
aunties, grandmas, children
over the name of COVID. It was just a wild ride. Definitely check it out. But yeah,
crazy.
It was,
and so is she.
It was insane. And I think, some new updates. Legion has now come to the forefront.
So you will inform me.
Yes, so he has now come to the forefront as basically, claiming that he is Legion. And y'all, this man clearly is wackadoodle. Clearly
it's so disappointing.
Needs to be 5150 Baker acted, like whatever. He needs to be locked up. Put him up because just by the way this man talks, it just sounds like lies. Now he's saying he's filming with Netflix. Child.
Remember, he already lies, so don't believe nothing you hear from that man.
Child, somebody already found out that the video clip that he showed of the Netflix office was taken from somebody else.
I'm hollering just like his bank account
just
from
like
Google.
His bank account from Google.
Check me out. That's me.
Yeah, because all this nigga know how to do is screen grab and screenshot and print, child.
And because that printer was the main character.
That printer was shit.
Print.
Somebody check on the printer, baby, because it has to be running out of ink. But yeah, it has to be running out of ink at this point. Other exes have come out and basically been like, yes, everything she has said is correct about this man. I was with him for 2 years, however long. And I'll just like to say this, and you can give me some insight. When I finally saw this man speak and talk, I'm like, there is no way in hell y'all let this nigga riz y'all,
bruh,
into convincing you that this man is a VP. This man.
This one.
This
he paid
one.
He did pay for ReesaTeesa's bills. So once you start with paying my bills, I'm sorry, it's faded. It's getting a little cloudy out here. But you're right. How did you let this man, who everything else don't line up, riz you, bag you, get you pregnant?
That was the thing for me.
You
let this nigga nut in you? Wow. Like, before, and then, you know, and I do appreciate Reesa taking accountability, so we ain't gonna bash her, because she was saying how it was dumb. And I will say this, like, with the whole point that you were saying with he was paying all the bills, once you get a man that be offering to pay them bills, it be hard.
It's hard to
let go.
Yeah, you can manage it yourself, but somebody else covered it. And now you can do everything you want to do. And he's still talking about he want to be with you. Y'all clearly sleeping together because I'm pregnant. So you getting everything out of it. It's hard. Let him lie. Let him lie at that point.
And
that's what you're thinking.
That.
And she did let him. Not you told me we were going to buy a house for us and said new baby. You got already approved and under contract. You done lied to me and said we under contract. And I called an agent and they say, yeah, somebody bought it already. You let me get built up and disappointed me, and I let you out of it. Calm.
Right.
But you still continue to disrespect me and lie. Then you're a psycho at that point.
Psychopath.
She takes that accountability, but
I'll say crazy. This. As someone who has bought a house, Bree, please explain to us viewers at home, the home buying process, because I've never gone through that. So
it's easier than it looks. It's much easier than it looks, but also it sucks. Also, if you don't got no money, if you don't got no money, it sucks. You have to get a pre-approval letter that tells you how much you can basically get for a house.
So Legion had that.
He had that from Chase Bank.
At least a screenshot of that.
Screenshot of that. The pre-approval letter. You have to provide proof of funds.
Proof of funds?
Proof of money. You had to
De Niro.
And I can take a screenshot, have my bank call them and say, yeah, that was us. We let them have this amount of money. It's in there. Legion didn't want to do that.
He did not want to show them proof of funds, y'all. That is wild. He kept telling them people, I don't feel comfortable with you looking at my stuff.
I'll do it after you agreed to give me the house. No. Show me that you just have proof. Don't even give it to me, but you have to show proof. That is the proof of funds. That's all before you even start seeing houses. But because niggas throwing out how much money they got, immediately the agents are like, they must mean business. So
let's just skip all of that. Let's just show you that.
Yeah, because you got it clearly. And then when it come time on the back end, you don't have it. You also usually end up having to give earnest money, like a little deposit. You don't, not just the down payment, but also some money that's saying, hey, I'm actually interested in this.
Like a couple bands,
Yes, a couple bands saying, like, I'm serious about this and I want it. And that will go later towards your other stuff. But it's like, you didn't want to do none of that. And then want to switch on them and be like, I got it in cash. Okay, you literally need to show them that you have it in cash. You just show them a suitcase. Right. Something, nigga. Show them something.
Why can't you provide me a bank stub? Something.
A bank stub. Something. A statement.
Balance.
It'll literally prove. Look, even if it's going to be gone tomorrow, we can deal with that later. You don't even know how to scam properly, nigga. Just the worst. And the fact that she then also saw that he was cheating on her through Facebook Messenger. Y'all niggas be getting real bold up in Messenger. Okay? The fact that
with a prostitute, by the way, like he was paying for pussy. So I'll say this. I'm sorry. Once I find out a nigga is paying for cooch, I'm lost. I'm lost. Because it's like, not I'm the dumb bitch that gave it to you for free. And you got bitches out here. You got bitches out here that you paying?
When I give it to you for free?
Oh, no.
Okay. All right.
And he just looks so sloppy, y'all.
Yeah, you're right. Again, when she told the story, you don't know who he looked like. But now we know Jerome is your regular schmegular around the gas station.
That nigga look like he work at a factory. Like, I'm not trying to be no offense if you a factory hardworking nigga. Niggas make good money working in factories and warehouses and stuff. It really wasn't
forklift ladies. Keep that in mind. Listen for forklift. Clearly, he can pay your bills.
Yeah, clearly he can at least put something on the rent.
But there's a look.
Yeah, he looks like it. Like, and he just, the way he speaks gives very, I'm lying. And I don't know, maybe it's because I have PTSD from going through that situation myself. Like, you know, I'm not as brave as Reesa. I may not have no 50-part saga, whatever.
It could have been 25.
Honestly, could have been condensed, but I was still tuned in.
We were all the way tuned in.
And I heard the bitch made like 86 bands.
I heard that too. And
with
I'm like,
free trips and shit. I don't know. I might
give it to her. Go ahead. Tell me. I've already been saying I was here for the ride. Go ahead and tell your story.
Just a short synopsis though. Like, I do understand what it is to allow someone to lie when you are in that relationship. And like because when you're in it, you don't want to look like a fool. You don't. You just don't want to look stupid. You're already
embarrassed. The shame we were talking about earlier. I'm ashamed of myself.
You are already so shamed that you have allowed yourself to let this person lie. And so once you let them get out of the lie, now they have you. They've had you hooked. And it's just lie after lie after lie. And you just don't, like I said, you just don't want to look stupid. And after time has already moved, now I'm like stuck here. Or you feel it, at least when you're married. You know, short story about me. I married a man that I only knew for real after like 4 weeks. Yeah, not my proudest moment. 10 out of 10 would not recommend. But 0 stars. But, and you know, he unfortunately passed away, and that's like a whole nother storyline. Yeah. But throughout our marriage was nothing but hills and valleys that we had to climb, because the man that you presented to me in those 4 weeks that made me want to marry you and made me feel like safe and secure, paying my rent, paying my bills. You know, at the time I was working a bullshit job that, you know, I wasn't making as much money as he was. And then it felt like as soon as the ink dried, and I think she said that, like, the nigga changed.
He changed immediately,
like was a totally different person. And that's just the unfortunate game of narcissists. She actually said something that was very poignant that honestly kind of made me cry for her. But she was like, it was as if he was doing things to get me excited, and just to snatch it away from me. And I had never felt no real shit like that in my life, because that's how I used to feel like in my previous marriage. It was like, you're promising me things to get me hyped, to get me like my buy-in for you, and then now that I'm excited, you're just snatching it, like taking it away.
Hearts. You got me at 20 blue hearts at this rate.
You sending me all the blue hearts in the world, and finally when at 21, now you ready to finish.
That is just so disrespectful, and it truly is maniacal to try to want to see someone build up their hopes, to build up their dreams. I have some trauma and triggers on that too. Build up some hope and be like, oh, I like seeing you happy, and then be like, hot psych, I like seeing you sad better. I want to rip that joy from you. I want to remove all the promise away.
I want to see you cry, because that's going to make me feel like you actually care about me in some sick way. And it's really sad. But, you know, shout out to her for...
Shout out to ReesaTeesa.
You know, coming out of this with a story, with some money, clearly some brand deals.
Right.
She definitely changed TikTok storytelling.
Everybody can't do it. I say that right now. Everybody can't. Everybody should not. Stick to what you know.
Stick to the status quo, okay? Do not be out here trying to give no 50-part saga on the story about how my dog died when I was 5. We don't. All right, so moving on. We love you, Reesa girl.
We love you.
Do you think you're a girl's girl?
Maybe not so much.
That's why we is here, bitch.
Listen, bitch. I used to. I think I still am more than I'm not, but my actions show that maybe not so much. Like, if my homegirl is like, I don't like him, I'll be like, do you? Like, it's fresh. I just want to make sure. I'm not a girl's girl. But if your nigga slide in my shit, I'm a girl's girl. Like, don't do that. I wouldn't do that. And I would tell you if I knew who you were.
So let's define what a girl.
I'm a girl's girl. What is
a girl's girl?
I feel like a girl's girl is just a girl that's going to look out for the girls, the bitches, the homegirls, like your friends. You're going to look out in the ways that are unsaid. Mm-hmm. And a girl's girl is going to fall back. Someone who's not a girl's girl is going to be like, but I like this nigga. So I'm going to do what I want to do because
you're talking about me. It's fine. I don't care. Listen,
that's true.
I'm not. And shoot me, bang, bang. I don't care. Listen. Before.
But you neither. Right. I'm a low on accident.
Before people penalize me, I feel like a lot of you bitches don't really be girls for real anyway.
Talk about it.
I just feel like I'm just no, I'm not a girl's girl because I'm too selfish to be a girl's girl.
But what do you think is a girl's girl? I said what I think. I think it's like somebody who's looking out for the other bitches always.
I feel like
I'm a snitch for my bitch.
Yeah, a snitch for my bitch. I feel like that's essentially what a girl's girl is, but I think some of y'all take it too like far, wanting strangers, like bitches you don't know, to owe you something. I'm a girl's girl for my friends.
Yes.
Right?
That's
like, if I, like, I'll never let one of my homegirls walk out the house looking a mess. Like, if I see a hair out of place, you know, something wrong with your face, whatever, I'm going to fix that for you. You know? True. Like, yeah, get you all right. You know what I mean? Because, like, we're friends, and I know that, you know, you wouldn't have me looking a mess.
Exactly.
If I'm out just somewhere and I don't know a bitch, no, I'm not about to be like, oh, hey, girl, like, I think there's something wrong with your makeup. Because, first of all, I don't know if that girl, like, did that shit on purpose.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, what if she want her shit to look like that? What if she don't know her leave out? Like, maybe she know her leave out look like that and she did that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not... So I don't feel like I'm a girl's girl for, like, strangers. Now, if I see a girl, like, getting disrespected, you know, I'm going to jump in and be like, hey, that's wild.
I'm a girl's girl for all of it. Mm-hmm. But except when it comes to dealing with men, it seems like that's where things get a little dicey.
And that's where it gets a little dicey. But, you know, I have my own personal story with that, you know, with the current man that I'm dating and basically being accused of not being a girl's girl for that. And my whole thing was, but I don't know you. And that's not my problem.
And the man that I have is not that.
And the man that I am with is not the same. And, like, we could talk about it is what it is. But, you know, long story short, when I first met my current situation, he was getting out of a situation and she, like, was fighting tooth and nail to basically convince me I should not be with this person because he's XYZ. And I felt like I did the girl's girl thing.
I think you did.
I met up with her.
You met up.
I met up. I sat down. I let her speak her piece for 3 hours, which is whatever.
Very crazy anyway.
And
I'm not talking to you, bitch. But I'm not gonna.
You know what I mean? But I was like, she clearly has something she wants to share. I want to, you know, hear her side because, you know, it's kind of like when Reesa reached out to, you know, the ex-wives to get some insight and they were like, shit, fine. You know what I mean? But don't try to, like, now all of a sudden make me the villain in your origin story because I want to continue fucking with this man just because you are like, well, you shouldn't be with him. Okay. I'm asking you why. Like, mind you, I asked her, like, specifics. I'm like, well, why?
Literally.
And she could not give me no specific situation. She couldn't tell me, like, oh, this nigga did this, this, and this, blah, blah, blah. It was just, like, things that I guess irritated her. But that's not enough for me to stop completely dating someone just because you didn't like that he didn't tell you were beautiful every day. Like, because I don't have that experience. This nigga tells me I'm pretty and beautiful all the time. So I don't know. Or, oh, he wasn't that affectionate with you. This nigga is constantly giving me affection, like being, and maybe that's also because I'm not like a touchy-feely person, period. So maybe the affection that he gives me, I think is a lot because I don't really do physical touch like that. So I'm like, and I think that's what we talked about, you know, was he a piece of shit or just not the piece for you?
No, but Legion was a piece of shit.
So. Legion was a piece of shit. So, like, but that's what I'm saying. Like, those are differences. Like, niggas that are just, there's a difference between an abusive, like, this nigga just ain't shit and
literally manipulative, trying to take advantage of you, doing all these things versus we just did not mesh. We were not the best fit.
And so that's why I said I'm not a girl's girl in that aspect, because I'm not about to just not fuck with a nigga just because you said not to. Or like that situation, there was this girl on Twitter who was basically talking about how she felt some type of way that this nigga she was dating was cooking for like a friend. I don't know if you saw that, but
I didn't, and hell no.
No, but plot twist, the girl came out and was like, girl, y'all really ain't dating. You've only been talking to him for like 7 days.
What?
And he really is my friend. And those pictures he sent of you, like, I'm a photographer. We were just like, we were cooking. Like, most of those meals were me cooking. Like, you basically blowing this shit way out of water for a nigga that's not your nigga.
Damn.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like y'all be wanting people to be girls for shit that is like, you just want somebody to like listen or like do what you say. And I just don't.
No, I don't think that is the best definition of girl's girl, but I get then why you would move the way you move.
Yeah.
Based on that. Me, girl's girl is more like, you like if we go out to a bar and there's 3 niggas and you're like, I like that one, but the one you like likes me. Mm-hmm. Me doing a better job of being like, no, my friend likes you, so no. That's happened to me several times. So now everybody think I just be after niggas. I'm not. But that's what I feel like is not a girl's girl. Somebody who is constantly being like, just like Legion, how can I make you kind of feel down or bad like shit? Or how can I go after the shit that you have? That's not a girl's girl.
You know, unpopular opinion with the whole bar situation, I've never cared. Like, I feel like that's childish and very middle school and high school as fuck. What do you mean I can't talk to the nigga at the bar that you like because he like me? Girl, go find you another one.
And that's why you're not a girl's girl.
I'm not.
I'm supposed to be a girl. I try to be a girl's girl.
No, fuck that. Like,
but I'm very much like, if you said this is what I like, if I like number 1, I'd be like, okay, I'll try for number 2 and number 3, because odds are number 2 I like, but he don't like me, and number 3, I'm just trying to be chill. But if number 1 come over and he's interested,
number 1 could have been the love of your life, and you won't even know.
You would never know because you claimed it already,
right? And that's
sucks.
A stranger. That's what I'm saying. No, listen, I'm not forsaking my life. You get what I'm saying? Number 1 could have been the love of your life, and you'll never know because your homegirl claim to a nigga that like y'all both don't even know.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. That's why I say I'm not a girl's girl, because everything I do is for my plot. Okay. Hello. I am the main character in my own storyline.
Period.
So I'm so sorry if you feel like I also need to include you in my storyline, but if you're not one of my side characters, then like I cannot help you.
Exactly. And it just is the way it is. You can't diverge my story because you want to be a part of it. It's not what I wrote.
That's not what I wrote.
That's not what's in the plot. I'm so sorry. Your character did not make it. You were the black person that died in the first scene of the scary movie. It's over for you, pal. Right. Unfortunately. And honestly, though, I've always felt side character energy. I've always felt, yes. So I'm very comfortable in vein of like, oh, I help support. Oh, I'm the sidekick. The story is not about me. I'm helping the story go where it needs to go. I've never been like it's all about me. All about.
No, bitch. Call me Penny Proud, bitch. I don't.
Panay, bitch.
Panay. Call me Panay. It's all about me. Like,
I love that.
I just, because, you know, I used to be like that. Like, very much sidekicky friend, like, whatever. And I realized you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And when I was being just that side character, like going along with whatever my girlfriends are doing and just kind of being there to support, I was missing out on so many of my own opportunities. And also not realizing, bitch, I'm just as bad, if not, you know, like I deserve number 1 too. Bitch,
we just all gonna have to like him,
right? And if he chose, he choose,
right? And that's the reason why I love being in your spotlight. I mean, like, I love this journey. I love knowing that, and I also love seeing it in practice because like like I said, I struggle with it. So it's like,
and I encourage you every day to boss up on your main character shit because you are an amazing, amazing bitch, and you need to stop doing shit. That's why even when I feel like you're doing that stuff for me, stop, because you are Brianna Kane. Brianna motherfucking Kane.
Yeah, I am.
So this is who I'm a girl's girl for. You know, my homegirls, my friends.
Right. Them soul sisters, the homegirls that make it out of the work chat. They make it out of the group. Y'all want to kick it. You like spending time with each other. I like the life you live. I like being a part of it.
Yes.
It's easy. Like, the thing that makes it easy, as any of the relationships and things should be, not for a lot. It just is what it is. We real as hell, and we just be vibing, and that's the plot. However, I do. Hey, and I understood the assignment that I did in high school, but we'll talk about that.
I understand.
Always.
But yeah, no, I mean, if you are a girl's girl, it's no shade to you, but I'm not a girl's girl, and I don't care. And because at the end of the day, I realize you're always going to be somebody's villain in their origin story,
which is a really fun part to play. I was a theater girl, so
right.
Villain is the best part.
I love being the villain. I'm not even gonna hold you. I love being the villain. Like when old girl was on this, because he's gonna manipulate you.
Try it.
Who's to say I'm not the manipulative one, girl?
It's giving Harley Quinn.
You know what I mean? Who's to say he's not here because of me? Because of what I'm saying. Right. Dang, you think I'm that dense? I don't got no brain for myself? No, I don't feel like that's being a girl's girl. Just mind your business.
Just mind your business. Being a girl's girl is supposed to be mind your business, but I don't know.
Y'all, let me know if I'm wrong. It is what it is. At least y'all know shit. T ain't a girl.
At least y'all know. We gonna keep it 100 every time.
I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I'm so sick of this shit. Even with like this whole, difference between like being a traditional bitch versus, a stay at home or a traditional like stay at home girl versus like the modern woman and like what is better. Just do what makes you happy. If you want to be on the farm, milking cows, baking bread from scratch, and having 10 babies by a man that pay all your bills, do that.
Do it. If that's your plot, if that's what you want to go with, if that's how you see yourself as being a wife, do that. But it's not everybody's story. And I can't imagine what it would even be like to be a wife. I can't tell if I can't even imagine it, envision it. It's more because I'm like, do I give them feminine Brie all the time or do I give masculine Brie like all the time? And there's different niggas for different women. So you're going to get a different kind of guy for your traditional wife versus the kind of guy for your modern wife. And one of them wants somebody that's going to get in the mud with them. If you like to farm, they want you deep in the farm with them. But the other one wants you to just sit there and look pretty.
This is true, a trophy.
Do you want to be objectified by your mans? Do you want to be idolized by your man? Or do you want to be into the thick of it? Into the thick of it. Y'all want to thug it out and grind it out. And I think the difference between traditional and modern wives, I've not seen people who could be friends when they are so different in that wife category. Like if you are someone who wants to be deep in it, I don't see a lot of traditional or trad wives, like you mentioned, being cool, best friends, homies with the one that is the modern. It's like they can't agree that because of the life that they live, they're justified. So it's hard.
It's definitely two different lifestyles. And I'll say like from what I have seen on the internet, like it's a lot of ex-trad wives, like traditional wives coming out in their 40s and 50s, basically being like, I don't know why y'all are glorifying that shit. It's terrible. Like I'm now 45 with like no life skills, no resume, no money because I can't get a job, and I'm divorced because when you're a traditional wife, your sense of lifestyle is quite literally based on if that man likes you or not. If that man loves you, the minute he better stops, but I'm saying the minute that love goes away, the minute that the minute you start getting old and wrinkly and saggy and a little
even sassy, if you get a little too mouthy,
a little sassy, he can instantly take that shit away from you because you don't have a bank account. He knows you don't have any critical life skills to really get a job.
That's crazy.
You are
always have your own money. I'm sorry, I don't mean, but please always have your own money.
Always have your own money.
Like she was saying, they have the ability to cut your lifestyle off. When you could have been saving for it. You could have your own money. You do not have to let him be in control of your money.
Right.
And you should always have some shit on the side.
Always have some shit on the side. If you have a driver's license, baby, you can open up a bank account. You don't have to let your husband know all the things. Like, it's so easy to open up a bank account. Hell, you can get a Chime account. And every time he give you a little money, put that shit in there. I don't know. But I think it's wild that you have, people, I guess, praising this whole, because here's the thing. I don't necessarily mind like basking in my femininity. I think it definitely takes a special kind of man to allow you as a woman to want to do those things. Like, I like making my nigga a sandwich. I like, hey baby, like, you need your clothes washed, whatever, because I know that he is also doing things for me. So it's like more of a partnership. But I couldn't imagine my life where I'm doing that 24/7 and that's all the fuck that I do. And I have to have my hand out to you all the time for when I want to get my hair done or my nails done and shit like that. I think one of the ladies was talking about her, because she was doing the work. Like, her and her husband used to flip houses. And one of the properties that they sold, he made a $290,000 profit. And she saw none of that money. And
I'm sorry, excuse me.
Yes, 290,000, and
Bitch.
all she did was ask for a piano, and he bought it for her, But it's like, a piano is a drop in the bucket,
right?
When you have made 290 bands,
290 bands when I was here and I helped you get to it, and you don't want to even just give me some. Just give me a little bit,
right?
Like, let me even decide how it's spent, what it is, however, but. The fact that you didn't consider me, it's all about you being in control of something and having full autonomy of this money is crazy. And a little drop of the hat is nice every now and then.
Yeah.
But when you're consistently showing that you're helping contribute to this profit, when it's like, because of me is the only reason that you're at this point, honestly, because I'm helping you get to that point. You didn't even know about it, and you don't even want to share it with me.
Yeah,
it's about sharing. It's like this.
Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring, but also it's the idea of like, there's this last slice mentality of if this is all I've got, would I give it to you? And you don't even want to give me a part of the overflow.
Yeah, you don't want to.
That's crazy.
You don't even want to give me a piece of this pie. Like, that's wild. I'll say this because I think we talked about it in a previous episode. The whole like also being like a very strong woman and like being the breadwinner and like taking care of everything. It's really just about balance, and whatever balance you find. Fine, but I'll never advocate for just being a bitch that sits at home. Like, I understand it's like haha funny, like, oh, I'm just a girl, I just want to stay at home.
It's funny,
but like,
it's not real life.
It's not real life
because you can't fulfill yourself as in your human identity if that's the only role that you play. You have so much more to offer than just that. Just waiting around for a man to command, to suggest, to inform, to pay for. Like, there's just more to it. So being a traditional wife, there's no shade on it. There's no shame on it. If that's what you want and it's easier and that's happy and makes you feel fulfilled, that main character energy, then do that. But outside of that, I don't think it's not worth it to subject yourself to and minimize yourself.
Especially like, as when you have kids and then your kids get older, now your job is done. You know what I mean? Like, kids go to school, which, I mean, that's a whole nother topic of these kids in school and whatever. Girl. But, once they go to school, you have nothing to do. Once they get older.
Right. I don't know. Going back to even, okay, this is like taking a little bit sidetrack and it's still a little bit back. But if his requirement was you had to be a certain physique, are you going to stick around for that? Like, that wouldn't fly for me. I don't know if that would,
like, having to maintain like a certain aesthetic.
Yeah, all the time. Like Kanye and his wife right now, cuckoo clock. But clearly she has to remain in this same aesthetic of like, I'm under his command type of aesthetic, or
she doesn't speak. She wears like what he wears.
What he picks.
Yeah,
and it's like, okay, would you do that? Or when he's covering your entire life, everything, your friends, your child, your side, everybody, he got it covered. Are you going to do that? Or if it's like, hey, you have to never cut your hair, you have to never get at a certain weight point.
Yeah.
Do you abide by that? Like in the traditional role and in the modern role? Like, I wonder is that something that you fight against and that you fight for it? Or is it one of those hills and valleys that you just kind of let be?
Like a battle you don't want to climb. I'll say this, like for traditional wives, I'm 100% sure that's like a part of the agreement, like in terms of like a silent agreement. Like it's not something that's spoken. It's more so of like, all right, if you don't have to have the stress of like going to a job and you just take care of the house and the kids, we have a gym here, like at least bust out an hour workout like while you're home, because that's kind of what I was saying, like with the whole, your lifestyle is literally conditioned on if this man still finds you attractive, likes you, loves you, because once those things go away, it's like, oh, well, what do I need you around for? And then especially when a man amasses a certain kind of wealth. And to be honest, I'm probably opinion, I don't feel like men really respect women that don't have anything going on for themselves. I'm be completely honest. I don't feel like men who have traditional wives respect them. They look at them as a piece of property. Yeah. They look at them as, you are here because of me and you are literally living and breathing because of me.
You're
so
an
like
accessory.
Right, you're a slave at that point. Because a man, if you ever notice, like a lot of these men leave their traditional wives for like a businesswoman or someone that they feel like is more on their level, you know, someone who does like high teas or whatever, like, because all Bertha did was cook, clean, do everything, but
that's
Kimmy
what
over
slaves do.
Right, that's what slaves do. And Kimmy over here, she's smart. I can have a conversation with her. Now that I'm a businessman, I can talk business with her.
And like, we laugh, and we don't only talk about this, and we don't only do that. Like, this is my homie, or this is somebody that takes me away from my world and makes me enjoy life again. Which is unfortunate. You should be able to do that with your wife.
Yeah, and that's not excusing like niggas like cheating. It's just more so of when you don't have your own shit going on, it's literally impossible for a man, I feel like, to have respect for you. That's why I'll never allow a man to be able to tell me like I'm the reason or he's the reason like I have what I have.
Right.
Because you're not.
You're not. Yeah. I got it because I got it.
Right. Because I'm me, I'm her.
Because I'm me, I'm her. Period.
Point blank, period. So yeah, do what y'all do. If you want to be a stay-at-home mom, like, I mean, what do y'all think? Like, is it cool to stay at home? You know, and
I know that I'm not a traditional girl. I'm not a traditional wife, woman. I wish I could, but I'm not. I can't do it. Mostly because I feel like you said, you pretty much have to earn why you're here on this planet in general. I envy the people who get to just exist because they want to, but at the end of the day, I always feel like I have to work for why I'm here, what I have, and I don't know anything that's cute and comfy that would allow me to have the kind of savings or like lifestyle that I want to have.
Really?
If he were to just take it all, you know what I mean? Like, what would I have without saving for it or to do all this stuff? So, I don't know. I couldn't be a traditional wife. You want me to have the bath ready every day at X time, and you want to have this meal that I hand cooked and takes 6 hours to do. I love you, but
pot roasting.
I am ordering it, and I will pretend that I made it. I certainly have done that for other friends, and I will do it for you, Bookie. I'm not doing it, and I would have to. My biggest fault is that I'd have to hire someone to clean. That's a big thing. Traditional women usually gotta cook, clean, and bear them children. Bear as in have them and tame them around the damn house. I don't have patience. I cook when I don't get a chance to go out to eat, and I am messy as hell. I'm not cleaning up after you, Dick. I'm not doing it. So I'm already out for the count.
I'm not even gonna lie. Like the running around with the kids thing would get me, especially as I was a teacher. Quick segue. I recently saw on TikTok that
what? Nothing. I just It's silly. I just could not do it. I couldn't.
But yeah, like even just being a teacher and like being around like the kids and stuff. Like there's this guy that's on TikTok. I feel like I know him from somewhere. I don't know if he went to FSU or FAM, but I think he's from Florida. Anyway, he's under fire for basically like shaming his kids in the classroom. You saw the video like where shaming about shapes. Mind you, he is a middle school teacher. And these kids don't know rectangle, triangle, circle.
I didn't see the shaming video, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Right.
I saw him.
Exactly. Yeah, and a lot of people were basically saying like, oh, this is the problem with teachers. Like, if you don't like teaching, everybody, shut up. Okay, just shut up. Kids cannot read, tell shapes, tell time, like nothing. The kids are in danger. The kids are not all right, okay? And the children are not our future.
Not all right. And they are not our future.
The kids are not all right.
They're struggling.
They are struggling. And I think as a parent, right, like I even struggle with like Luna sometimes on that gentle parenting, that, you know, allowing you to have your own voice and not, you're going to do what I tell you to do.
Right.
And sit here and read. And I saw it so much when I was a teacher in high school that like I'm just so fearful. Like I don't want her to be like some of my students, because I taught a simple class like marketing. Mm-hmm. You know, it's an elective. It's supposed to be a bird course. You just come in, do your work, leave. It was so many times I had kids not know certain words. Like it literally forces you to have to be I had to be like an English teacher on top of being a marketing teacher, because it's like, y'all don't know where periods go. Y'all don't know where commas go. Y'all don't know that a paragraph is 3 to 4 sentences, and once you're done, you break that up into a new thought, to a new paragraph. Simple shit.
Simple shit.
You have red underlines on your stuff, and instead of fixing it or simply hitting the right click button to, you know, get the accurate word, you're just leaving it. Not capitalizing I's.
Come on now.
Writing because B-C-U-Z. Like we're texting.
Like we're texting because you don't know nothing else. That's the only time you've been forced to write anything.
Right. Or I would give my kids like hand papers, because I was tired of them like going on their Chromebooks and like cheating and just like copying and pasting. So I'm like, no, here's hand stuff. These kids can't write. Penmanship.
Oh God.
Look like they're in first grade.
That is tragic.
It's really tragic. And I think
I learned cursive. But
right. Bring back cursive in kindergarten. You know what I mean?
Get it right.
Get it right.
And get it tight. Like you have to know, you have to be able to read to understand the world that you're in. Everything. If you lose even some kind of sight, even if you lose any kind of ability, you end up having to always read.
You have to read. You have to know words. You know, I used to tell my kids all the time, I'm like, I don't know what type of careers y'all anticipate having, but I'm here to tell y'all it's not going to be a good one if you can't read and write. That's the bare minimum.
Right.
And I think because we live in a day and age where kids see like fast money.
Yeah.
And they see, oh, I can make like millions of dollars just like playing video games. And I would literally have to tell them like the real life statistics of all of you guys being able to do that is so slim and far between. Maybe 1 or 2 of you at best. But even then, it's like you should always want to have some business about yourself. Carry yourself in it. Because even if you do get famous, you're going to have to read contracts.
Yeah. You're
going to have to understand like money, business management.
You can't always hire people to do stuff for
right, because that's how you get your money stole. But yeah, I say all that to say, like, we kind of were touching on our conversation like before about shame.
Yeah.
And I'm a huge advocate for bringing back shame.
Yeah. I think it needs to be brought back 100,000%.
Yeah. Bring back shame to these kids. Shame them kids that can't read. I'm so sorry.
Well, shame should be brought back is what I agree on. Shame to the kids.
Shame them kids. I don't care. Shame them kids. Shame them kids. Because let me tell you something. I'm so sick of this.
Teach them, don't shame them. Hold them accountable. Don't shame them, because shame has that negative emotional connotation that doesn't have to be there if you gave them the opportunity. Like you were saying, you keep soaps and lotions and shit in case people don't have hygiene. Well, if they don't have the ability to read, if their parents don't know, then you have to have shit available to them. You can't shame them because their parents are raggedy and because they didn't learn.
Here's the thing,
like everybody else.
No, you're absolutely right. It starts at home for sure.
It absolutely
starts at home. You know, because I think a lot of I used to have my kids. I'm like, your parents you didn't tell your parents about that, or I would literally message parents because we used to have this. It was called talking points where you could basically text parents and be like, hey, you know, giving y'all heads up. So and so has projects due, whatever. And out of the 100 parents that I would text, I probably only get 5 respond to me and be like, yeah, we'll make sure it's done. Right. You know, parents are just not involved with your kids, especially once they get past.
Shame the parents.
Shame parents for shit show.
Shame the parents.
But
don't shame the kids.
But realistically, think back when you were in school. You're in school more than you're at home. You're hanging out with these teachers more than you're with your parents. And even I'll say this, I was a latchkey kid. I feel like a lot of millennials were latchkey children where, you know, our parents necessarily weren't super involved in all our stuff. It was, hey, you know, you had that work done, do that work. I'm going to work. Don't answer the door, whatever. That was my life.
Call me when you get there. Don't answer the phone for nobody. Right. Just make sure you're there when I get there.
Right. Make sure you're there when I get there. And also make sure that fucking homework done and that meat taken out the freezer.
The meat is out the freezer because if we gonna eat, then it needs to be out.
That's what I'm saying. That's the problem. Y'all don't be making y'all kids take that meat out the freezer. Okay? Make them kids do that. But anyway, yeah. So, I'll say this, when I say shame, I don't necessarily mean make kids feel bad, oh, I can't read. It's the shame of you're not trying. Why aren't you trying to learn?
Now, I think that is very valid. Definitely shame them for their lack of effort and their laziness.
Why are you lazy? Why haven't you? I was a project-based class. No test. No test the entire year. And all I told the kids, I was like, because we're project based, that means we're going to have projects every week.
Yikes.
But now, big or small, they weren't big projects. We only had big projects probably once a month. But that was your test. A big project was your test grade. And you had to have 4 test grades per quarter. So that means you have 4 projects. Now, they were all for it. Oh, we don't got to do tests. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Happy.
Projects are hard.
Projects are harder.
Especially with people you don't know and were randomly assigned to. You don't know the work ethic, the intelligence level. You don't know the timeliness of these motherfuckers. And so you still need to pass.
But the thing is, I gave them the autonomy. I said, we can do it like this or we can have tests. Nah, Miss Clark, I want the projects because projects are fun for the most part when you do it right. And they're realistic to what the course was. I would give these kids a month to complete projects. Weeks.
I would be wrapping mine up week of.
You know what I mean? It was
Come
wild.
On, everybody. Let's meet. Let's make sure we got this on wrap.
But it's the day of y'all talking about, oh, we ain't start. What the fuck?
Not you didn't start.
You haven't started.
Projects are you gotta have little tasks in between, side quests.
I literally would break it up for them. This is what you do week 1, week 2. Have checkpoints, turn this stuff in. If you don't turn this in, I'm docking points, And most of the time, the kids would get it, but then you would just have kids that wouldn't care. And then I'm putting in 0, 0, 0s. Now parents talking about why my kid failing marketing. Because your kid does not care. And I'm not going to be the teacher to just say, oh, whatever, it's an elective. Because this is still a career-based elective.
You're right.
You know, anyway... It just, I'm 100% bringing back shame. I think that's why these kids be running around in Sephora and drunk elephant with blackface and all types of stuff. I think this is the reason these kids are just spoiled rotten because y'all do not shame them into being good people.
I agree. You don't shame them into recognizing their mistakes. You don't shame them into having any kind of work ethic or integrity because they be dead ready to do some foul shit. And you're like, well, you should be bothered by this. This is not cool to do. Like you said, y'all should be shamed in not knowing your basics. Now, are you smart enough?
Your shapes, bitch. You don't know your shapes.
Circle and square and triangle.
Luna is 6.
Just them 3 at least, my bro. Circle, square, triangle. If you don't know how to spell all of them and you don't know what they look like, then what are we even talking about?
How did you even make it to middle school? Like, that's what I'm saying.
How did you make it? How did you make it to high school? Because I know some people who stayed in high school for a long time, and I think people just kept passing them off to the next person.
Yeah,
hoping eventually they learn, and the only thing they learn is how to be raggedy.
But you know what? You know what it is? It's because these are the parents of we were the No Child Left Behind kids, like with Bush, and now those parents that were just pass along kids are now the parents of, I think it's Gen Alpha is that's what Luna's group is. They're now the parents of those kids. And so in their mind, they're like, well, I got passed along. So, and I ended up fine. I still have a job or whatever.
That's me. If I'm honest.
But you were not passed along.
Girl, I definitely was. I got detention for skipping class all the time.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. But only because I was in the library trying to do the homework. I was like, I didn't do it.
Bree, I sworn you're like an overachiever.
I am an overachiever beaver. I swear I'm an overachiever beaver. But I would be scared. I would plagiarize my essays because the prompt, I was like, this is just way too much. Like, you're asking for too much of a word count for me to completely convey what it is you're looking for. Like, I would be cheating.
But at least you were doing it with the intent of at least still wanting good grades to accomplish graduating and stuff.
It wasn't the shame of just I just don't care and I don't care what happens.
Think there's a difference with that, because I'll say with the high school I went to, it was completely we were A-rated school, so it was just if you were not smart, ew, people did not fuck with you.
I wouldn't. And I'm not gonna hold you. I don't like dumb people.
Yeah, what do you
it's
mean?
Hard.
And it was definitely a big separation of the kids that were smart and hung out with the smart kids and hung out with IB kids, and the kids that we used to call them 220 kids. You're the kids that just
I forget
went
you're
home.
From Florida, have a different lifestyle. It's just okay. So, but go on.
But a 220 kid is so school got out at
220 is crazy.
Yeah, school got out at 220.
Really?
And we get there at 7:15. So school would start
get there early 7:30, but we were out by 4 something.
4.
Yeah.
Your school day ran until 4 in New Mexico?
3:34 at least 3:30, 4 o'clock.
That's not an after school thing?
No.
That's regular school.
That's regular school.
Yikes. So glad I didn't.
And I got there, had to get there at 7:30. Why am I here till 4?
Absolutely not. Anyway, our school started at 7:15, ended at 2:20, and if you were a 2:20 kid, it was just kind of lame because, you literally just did your school day and went home. And I wasn't a 2:20 kid. I was involved, did activities and whatever. And in order to stay in those activities, you had to get good grades. And I was fake smart. I would cheat. I don't give a fuck.
Cheating is acceptable in school only.
Cheating is acceptable in school only. I don't care. Do what you have to do, because at the end of the day, C's get degrees, but I need them A's and B's, baby. Okay?
I need the way you'll get that diploma is with an A. Okay?
It was the only way I was going to get my ass beat, so I needed them A's and B's. So I would literally tell my kids, I'm like, it's not even that I care that y'all are cheating. I care that y'all aren't even cheating right.
Gotta cheat better.
You gotta cheat smart at least. Anyway. Let's pray for the babies.
Shame adults.
Shame the adults that are raising these ain't shit ass kids.
And shame actual adults for believing in bullshit. Just shame them. They deserve it. There's no reason to behave that way. We all know it's wrong. Shame them. And if your child is a bully and they acting crazy, shame them too. You should not be beating up on young people. You should not be talking bad about them. And shut your mouth and shut their mouth and shame them. Shame is it. Just like Kanye need to be shamed. So do some of these children. Some of their parents. Some parents that just don't care and not teaching them nothing. You're not teaching them how to read, write, talk to people. At least be nice. At least teach a nigga how to be nice.
Fucking manners.
Please have some fucking manners.
Golly.
It's really not that hard. Anyway.
But thank y'all for joining us on another pod. We
Appreciate
love
it.
and appreciate it. We swear. I know every episode I promise that we're going to get better at posting, but it's just so hard, y'all. And maybe if y'all just made us famous already.
Hello. Like, heart.
Share, comment. probably dole these out quicker for you.
Tell us what you want to hear. We'll talk about it. Come on over. We'll invite you. But like, engage, involve, like, share, subscribe, follow us.
All the things.
All the things.
And until next time, bye. Bye.